International sporting action returns to New Delhi, and the Indian tennis team are playing a tie at the Delhi Gymkhana for the first time in 49 years. It's also a milestone tie for Rohan Bopanna. The Indian tennis veteran and the Grand Slam champion joins me now. Good to see you in person, Rohan. The last 2 years has probably all been about WhatsApp calls and Zoom calls.
Yeah, absolutely, Digvijay. Thank you for having me. It's surely been difficult times for everyone, but it's nice to finally meet up and here talking to you.
Yeah, so it's what you made your debut for India in 2002. So it's actually 20 years for you when you play this tie. Long time, long journey.
Yes, it has been a memorable journey. There's been a lot of ups and downs, and most importantly, just the passion for me when I play for India. I think it's still there. That's what keeps me going. And from that very first day in 2002 when I made my debut, against Australia, when I played Scott Draper there, and then here in Delhi Gymkhana, playing my 31st tie. It has been, an incredible journey. So many great experiences, memories. I've learned so much from all the guys who have been, part of the Davis Cup team, whether they were my age, older, whatever it may be. And today I'm very happy to be on the other side, sharing my experiences to these young guys, motivating them. And I really keep telling them, there's a big difference when you play on the circuit and when you play for Davis Cup and you play for the country. I mean, there's a lot more heart, which you need to bring it out and bring out the emotions and everything. And I think this is what really makes, Davis Cup such a fantastic tournament. And the other biggest thing is that we're playing in India. Playing in India with home support. It's really nice to have fans come out and, watch us again. And I think that's going to make a difference. And I've played here in Delhi many times, and we've had some great experiences. The crowd are great. So really looking forward to a fantastic weekend.
Just talking about how many years you've been around, just by seeing the white in your beard, you can sort of know how many years you've been around. But Rohan, when you look back today, and what do you remember of that young, tall kid who played for India for the first time? And how have you seen yourself evolve, not just as a tennis player and a leader, as you just mentioned, but also as a person?
I think the biggest thing what I've evolved is keep growing as a player. I kept learning from each other, whoever was there on the team, just to understand how they conducted themselves on and off the court. And these are a few things you really pick up. And the biggest thing is to enjoy a team camaraderie. I mean, we hardly get this kind of team atmosphere when you're playing on the ATP circuit. We get it twice a year. So it's really a time when you get to spend with, the best players of the country. And you spend a good 8 to 10 days with them. And this is, you learn so much about them. I get to interact with the juniors, trying to share a few memories with them, put them in a situation where, they're not been through to, on a tennis court, make it tough for them, push them in practices. And these are things, I think I learned, as a player, apart from just going there, playing. And the biggest thing is taking those experiences and then putting it back on the tour. And, this is something I've always done. And I keep telling them, here, in the team atmosphere, we have proper diet to be followed, whether it's even the physios are there. And I think this is part of, my career, which has evolved, is that I've always traveled with the physio for 10, 12 years. And I think that has, helped prolong my career. Even my yoga teacher, who I do a lot of Iyengar yoga in Bangalore, he's here this week because this was the only week I was going to be in India. So I wanted him to come because I knew these are things which will help me for going for a couple more months, going forward. And so this is what I keep telling them, these small things make a big difference, which I have learned. And now, I enjoy sharing with these guys.
It's interesting, because I remember there was a time when fitness wasn't taken as seriously. Now you see players, Federer's still playing. Nadal's still playing and dominating the sport, and it's all because of that investment in fitness, as you said. But initially, the pandemic wasn't that good for you, but a great start to this year. 2 titles, 1 final appearance as well with Shapovalov out there. So how do you sort of cash in on this momentum and sort of hit the rest of the year with a sort of head on?
I think the biggest thing last year was 15 days of quarantine was never easy. I think somewhere it took a toll. Even though I kept telling myself, I have to keep practicing, keep pushing, not really worrying about the fact that those 15 days may have been some effect to it. But, having said that, this year, yes, has been really amazing. The biggest part is what I'm enjoying competing again. And, my body is healthy. And I think that is what really has set it apart. The family is able to travel. My wife and daughter both travel to Australia for the whole month. They're going to be traveling again to the US with me. So I think these are some things which I missed during the pandemic, when even though tennis was traveling, it was very hard. I mean, tennis is already a lonely tour, and we're in the bubble. So it was not easy. I mean, even though you are trying to motivate yourself as much as possible. So these are a few things which has changed. I started enjoying it better, and I think this has translated, straight into my tennis and, me playing better tennis.
Okay. Talking about Davis Cup, last couple of years not been very good. In fact, ever since the format has changed for India, the sort of the success we sort of used to hasn't been there. Do you think that now is just the format is heavily loaded in favor of countries with two big singles players? Because you've seen the likes of Djokovic and everyone playing singles, also coming out and playing the doubles as well. You think that's what has gone wrong? The magic of Davis Cup, which in India, this underdog story which we always had, that's sort of going away simply because it's just stacked now in favor of the big teams.
Well, I think yes and no, because at the end of the day, you still, been a process where you have to have 4 singles matches. Out of the 5 points come from 4 singles matches. So, we've done it in the past as players when, we were playing singles. I was playing singles, that we played higher ranked opponents. We had to, come through them, beat them to get to those stages. And, this is what I think. It's been a long time. I think 2015 was the last time an Indian beat someone higher ranked than him. So it's definitely been a while. I mean, Somdev was that player who did that. I think so there is a few things I think these players are slowly trying to understand. It is getting better. Yes, the format of not having an Asia-Oceania group and now just playing any team out there across the globe does make it much tougher, because there are a lot of singles players who are playing at the top on the stage, and we still have to go out there, play our best, and beat these guys, and that's the one and only. Yeah, absolutely.